Begin transmission. Vigila here. There is way too much nonsense out there about what it means to be trans. Misinformation spreads fast, but today we're cutting through the static and getting right to the truth. No BS, no fear-mongering, just facts. By the end of this video, you'll understand what being transgender really means, the difference between sex and gender, what transitioning looks like, and why gender-affirming care is just basic human care. This is Trans 101. Let's begin. If you think transgender is about switching genders, then you're missing the full picture. Let's break it down. Being transgender means that your gender identity, who you feel that you are on the inside, doesn't match your sex assigned at birth. If a doctor marked you as male on the birth certificate, but you know deep down that you're a woman, then you're trans. That's about it. Simple, right? Not all trans people medically transition. Some do hormones and surgery, others just change their name and pronouns. Every trans journey is valid. Trans people aren't confused. We're not pretending. We've existed for centuries in cultures all over the world. At the end of the day, being trans is being who you truly are on the inside, and everyone deserves that right. Sex and gender. People mix them up all the time, but they're actually not the same things. Sex is based on physical traits, things like chromosomes, hormones, and anatomy. It's what doctors assign at birth, male, female, or sometimes intersex. On the other hand, gender is who you are. It's your internal sense of being a man, a woman, non-binary, or genderqueer. It's about how you relate to yourself and how you relate to society's social constructs. Most people's gender lines up with their assigned sex, but for trans people, about 1% of the population, it doesn't. That's why gender identity is so important. So next time someone says sex and gender are the same thing, you'll know better. Understanding this helps us respect people for who they really are. Have you ever looked in the mirror and something seems not quite right? It could be gender dysphoria. But let's talk about the whole picture. Gender dysphoria is when your body, your voice, how people see or interact with you doesn't quite match who you truly are on the inside. It's not just about wanting to be different. It's deep, real distress. But the flip side, gender euphoria. That powerful feeling when you look in the mirror and things look right, you have a name that fits, you have clothes that feel right. Dysphoria can be hard, but it's not what defines us. Euphoria, that's the real goal. Did you know that the vast majority of gender-affirming care for trans kids is just social transition? No medical procedures, just small changes that help them feel like themselves. Social transition is when a trans person changes their name, pronouns, clothing, or hairstyle to match their gender identity. It's completely reversible and doesn't involve any medical steps. For many trans people, these small changes can make a huge difference in their confidence, mental health, and overall well-being. For trans kids and teens, gender-affirming care is almost entirely social transition. No hormones, no surgeries, just simple things like using their name and pronouns. That's it. And for those that want to medically transition, there are already strict multi-step protocols for both adolescents and adults. Social transition is a simple, low-risk way to support trans people, especially kids, by respecting their identity. And that support can literally save lives. Imagine if every time someone said your name, it felt like a punch in the gut. That's what a dead name can feel like. A dead name is a name that a trans person no longer uses. It's not just old paperwork. It's a reminder of a past identity that they've moved on from. Using someone's dead name can trigger gender dysphoria, past traumas, or just feel like a refusal to see them as who they are now. It's simple. Use their new name. And if you slip up, just correct yourself and move on. No big deal, just respect. The human body is amazing. We grow, change, and develop from childhood through adulthood, and hormones make it all happen. Some hormones come from the brain, and some hormones come from the testes or ovaries, and they guide everything from voice to hair to body shape. But it doesn't stop there. If you don't like the changes happening automatically, you can actually adjust them with HRT, hormone replacement therapy. Many trans people use it to naturally align their bodies with their gender identity. And guess what? Cisgender people use HRT too. Estrogen for postmenopausal women, testosterone boosters for men. HRT is just gender-affirming care for everyone. If this clicked for you, like and subscribe. Still have questions? Drop them below. Let's keep learning together. Vigila out.